I've seen the one layer challenge circling the internet once more, and I thought, hey, that was pretty easy last time in like 2017, let's try it again. I don't know why I thought that, but I did, and it was certainly an experience in practice. Especially since every drawing of mine, it's layers upon layers. I'd guesstimate about 50 to 200 layers depending on complexity, and reducing it down to just one layer was bound to be interesting. Sadly, I don't have any recording of me doing the one layer challenge before. I didn't even post it anywhere for some reason, so you'll just kinda have to trust me when I say that I did it. Last time I tried this challenge, I was using MS Paint to do all of my sketching and lining regularly. And MS Paint doesn't have layers at all, so sketching and lining without them was second nature. Back then, I may say that coloring was the hardest part, especially since it was all mouse work. But nowadays, it's pretty much flipped. I admit, I was under a little bit of pressure to make this look good because it was also a birthday gift for one of my best friends, Kale. But when I actually got down to sketching, I genuinely didn't expect it to be the hardest part. Transformation became much more difficult because you were also picking up the background white. Then when you moved it, that white would cover up any neighboring sketch marks. There may be a transparent selection in Photoshop like there is in MS Paint, but I sure don't know where it is. When drawing hands, I realized I also couldn't copy and paste. Photoshop has it set up to where when you paste something, it makes a new layer. I consider that cheating, if anything, because I'm just the kind of person to forget that I'm on a new layer now. However, to work around that, I sketched out away from the body, selected it with magic wand, and would drag it to where it needed to be. And that would leave this faint little shadow of what I had there before, so I could trace it as sort of a copy-paste mechanic. After I was done sketching, I made sure to make it as pale as possible before I started lining. I also turned up the tolerance on Magic Wand so it would be even less likely to pick up on the orange sketch. I would be so dead in the water without these selection tools, by the way. I used them in every step of the process, and I wouldn't have been able to move on to the other steps without them. Coloring was easily the most fun and easiest part. I mean, base colors are as simple as using the paint bucket tool. Usually I put a lot of care into my coloring, shading, and lighting, and that didn't change here. To make up for the lack of clipping masks and clipping layers, I was very reliant on the selection tool. Skipping the story, between making an awkward self-portrait and rendering some fucking U-Haul key, I learned how to paint and blend on one layer. And combine that with memorizing colors from past drawing experience and lots of binging Borodante, I knew what colors to shade with and how to get them without blending modes. I did cater the shading color to complement the base colors, like more of an orange-red color for the skin, blue for the jacket, and a purple-brown color for the hair, and I think because of that, the shading ended up very soft and pastel, especially on the face. I was a little scared of going too dark, and I don't think it's bad, but it is certainly a different look than what I usually aim for. The hardest part of the shading was either the skin or the hair. Hair is always difficult, I always struggle with hair, but the skin was more of a struggle because of gradients. I had to be a lot more careful and more precise in my shading about those parts, so admittedly, the skin is probably the least shaded in this drawing, just because of that. And with that, I think I'm done talking for today. Thank you for sitting through this, I hope you enjoyed. I encourage you to try this challenge, I certainly had fun. Wish Kayla a happy late birthday. It's very not her birthday right now, but she deserves love and support anyway. It's still August. Or if you want, you could wish everybody a happy birthday. It's probably fine. Birthdays aside, I hope you have an absolutely delicious day. Bye bye.